So here we go. The first leg of the Super Final. Schumacher in the red car. Matthias Ekström, the reigning champion, in the yellow car.
Ekström taking a nice wide position on the grid there, maybe a little too wide. A good line into the corner, but is he going to get the kind of traction he wants?
Great reaction. Great reaction from Ekström. Yeah, he was really focused, wasn't he? And he had great reaction time.
So again, there's no cumulative time or anything. Whoever wins this wins this. It doesn't matter how much they win it by or whoever somebody loses it by. So it's going to be the best of three if it goes to that.
Yep. So watch out, watch for really neat, tidy lines, using the full width of the track right out to the barriers, and really, really tidy, not losing too much time by sliding wide or running offline.
That tight corner that Matthias Ekström went through just there on the first turn for him on the inside there, you could see the driver's really struggling. It's so slow, just as this one is here that Michael Schumacher's going through. And I tell you what, Matthias Ekström is looking good. Schumacher's getting a little bit as he comes inside, but Tim, it looks like Matthias Ekström, nearly a second over Michael Schumacher.
Yeah, that's a big chunk. That's a big chunk to make up. So, as I perhaps expected, this type of car just suiting Ekström. He races a space frame car, effectively in DTM, so very similar, rear-wheel drive. This is like a mini DTM car, really.
Absolutely.
Let's see how. But it is, you know, it'll equal out. It'll equal out because the rock buggy, which is coming next, should suit Schumacher.
Schumacher has been impressive in that all day long, and again, Michael Schumacher been doing a little bit of Formula One testing, been doing some karting, so he's been out of Formula One, but he hasn't been out of driving things, so he's still, you know, pretty right on there.
Yeah, nobody can suggest that he's rusty in any way, shape or form. In fact, when he first got back in the F1 car to help Ferrari with their winter test program, he was quickest on the first 2 days that he did. He sat in the car, and there you go, a comprehensive first leg victory for Matthias Ekström by just over 1.5 seconds.
That's it. And you are looking at the best, or are you looking at the best right there as far as champion of champions in the race of champions is concerned? They get the engine revs built up. This is it. Michael Schumacher has to win it, and away they go. It's quite close into the first corner. Matthias Ekström versus Michael Schumacher.
Oh, Ekström so tidy around that first corner. Really neat, really tidy. Watch him round here, just holds the car in tight, gets some acceleration, tight again, but Schumacher loves these cars as well.
Yeah, Schumacher looks at home in these, and I tell you what, if Matthias Ekström can beat him in one of these, that is really going to be. Oh, Schumacher has a good lead there. Schumacher should have a lead, but Tim, I think I'm guessing right, a slight advantage. I've got it wrong.
I think you're right. The car on the inside should be leading after the first half of the first lap. He was, but I think you're right. The margin was just a little bit more than equal.
It's a question of how much he's leading by. Looked like he ran a little bit wide there, though, on that corner we were looking at before, and here we are. This gives us a more accurate indicator. Oh, and Michael Schumacher does lead. Michael Schumacher by half a second. Tim, as you pointed out earlier on, that is so easily lost. Only one mistake, and Matthias Ekström will be all over him.
One little mistake. He's got to drive another immaculate lap. Ekström will push it. He's got nothing to lose. He might as well have a go. If he can do it, then he's won. If he doesn't, he's through to there's going to be a runoff anyway. So Ekström will try everything. Schumacher's got to drive another qualifying style F1 lap.
That's it. Again, Michael Schumacher there had visually a big lead, but remember, he's supposed to have a lead visually at that point as they come off those last couple of turns. And to me, it looked like it was smaller. I reckon Ekström's taken a little bit out of him.
Maybe, but it's going to be very close. Only a couple of more corners to go.
Here we go. Matthias Ekström's got the inside line. Michael Schumacher, well, maybe I'm completely wrong, because it looks like, has he extended the lead, or is it the same? Oh, 9/10 of a second. He was half a second quicker on the first lap. Tim, another 4/10 of a second quicker or so. So Michael Schumacher says, right, you might have beat me just now, pal, but hey.
Yeah, give me one of these rock buggies, which is a bit like a Formula car or a go-kart, and I can spank you. I think Schumi's going to be really disappointed that if the runoff is in that Solution F cars, because the Solution F car is very similar to a mini DTM car.
Well, welcome back to Wembley Stadium for the final. Tim, tell us what's just going on down in the paddock, because we're seeing it's the Solution F cars, but a lot of stuff going on.
Well, as I predicted, Schumacher wasn't happy to go into the Solution F cars, which he's just lost in and knows they're similar to mini DTM cars. He came out and he said, can we change the cars? cars. Can I drive the yellow car and you drive the red one? And there was a very interesting exchange. Schumacher back in fully competitive mode, not willing to be beaten when the odds are stacked against him. Ekstrom, to his credit, said, "You have whichever car you like, mate, and I'll still take you on."
But, you know, this guy hasn't won it before, though. Tim, you know, he hasn't won it before. He has been beaten. 2004, Heikki Kovalainen did that. And
well, I had a quick look in the rules. I can't see anything about swapping cars or anything else. But, you know, when Schumacher says, "I want to drive the red car," or the yellow car rather, you're not going to say no, are you?
No, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
And it didn't take much persuading.
No. And
the guy in charge of it kind of went, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, one of the ROC organisers said the cars were all the same, but she would say that. Schumi knows the way these things work. He's got some Ferrari fans there.
That's it. Yeah, there the guy. I wonder who they're. It looked like they're Schumacher fans. Look like they're giving the big thumbs up for Schumi.
So there we go. This is the super final now. The final leg. They're one leg all. The red lights are on. Ekstrom against Schumacher.
Oh, remember now it is Michael Schumacher in the red car. And Michael Schumacher in the yellow car. Matthias Ekstrom in the red car.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be great, isn't it? You know, maybe the tyres are just a little bit different. Maybe it's psychological, I don't know. Maybe it was mind games, I don't know. But Schumacher wanted to change things about a little bit.
Yeah, well, to me, it looked like Matthias Ekstrom just wasn't as smooth and as flowing through those tight inner corners. Schumacher's got a visual lead, Tim. It's not enough.
No, that is about equal. That is about equal, or if anything, Ekstrom slightly in front.
I think you're right. I think you've pegged that visually bang on. I think you'll find that if things could change now with this remaining part of the lap, though. But I think you'll find that Matthias Ekstrom just has the slightest advantage over Michael Schumacher. Oh, yes, he does. Half a second, quite a bit of time over 55 seconds. But Tim, easily that could be much closer than you might think.
Well, Schumacher's going to give it everything. This is his last lap at Race of Champions 2007. He's got one lap, half a lap really, to make a difference and beat the reigning champion.
Here we are. It's Matthias Ekstrom around the outside. Michael Schumacher is on the inside. It's close, but Matthias Ekstrom has the lead. He must do visually. Michael Schumacher was ahead, but Matthias Ekstrom in the car that Schumacher said, "You drive that one, I'm going to drive yours," and he's still taking it right to him.
And Ekstrom will know, having crossed the line as close to him as he did, that he was close enough to get it. Here we go, couple more corners to go. Ekstrom, I feel's in the lead. He's just got the sprint to the line. Schumacher's lost it!
Oh, Matthias Ekstrom was going to win it anyway. Michael Schumacher pushed as hard as he could on that last corner. Had no choice, really. Matthias Ekstrom takes the win, second time in a row. Matthias Ekstrom is the winner of the Race of Champions. The Race of Champions, it's a perfect title for it, because if you look at the caliber of the guys who've been in this, every single one of them is a multiple champion, and a multiple champion at the highest level.
Yeah, and the other thing to remember is that, you know, in the early heats, it's a straight knockout formula. There's no best of three. It's a straight knockout formula. So you make one mistake and you can be out. So he's really done himself no harm by doing this. Fantastic result.
There we are. We can see Michael Schumacher showing his being very sportsmanlike there as he congratulates Matthias Ekstrom. And a reminder there of the Schumacher overalls. Tim, you pointed out earlier in the program that it's unusual not to see him in Ferrari overalls. And ICM, of course, being that I think his head and spinal hospital in Paris that he's a patron of, and he's come back in this event very much so because the organizers and the promoters have said they'll put some money towards that.
Yeah, he still looks as fit as anything, doesn't he? Really does look ultra fit.